welcome to a video. I don't know what book I'm going to be reading it because I haven't started one yet, but I wanted to include this piece because I think it's really funny and, you know, content or whatever. I also didn't plug in the microphone, so welcome to old audio. We're going to wrap my torso in saran wrap and duct tape and create a pattern for a bodice for my autumn witch costume. They can't see that. That was really low.
Okay.
There it is. My mom's going to help me out, and Paul's going to watch and be really confused. So, let's
do it.
Wrap me up, mother.
Hold. I've
This
never
is the
thought in my life I would
Costco
ever be doing this. Can you
size. I mean, yeah, I could spin.
Okay, arms up.
Just helping you get to that.
Yep. Now, do we want to go up?
Yep. No, keep going.
All right.
I'm getting a burn. Everybody who does this on the internet does it sped up, by the way. Ow. Whoa.
That's a big one.
My ankle. Oh.
Sorry, I'm super tired. Long day. Probably should do this one.
Nobody talks about how painful this process actually is. I was like, I'll speed it up too. No, I can't speed it up now. Right, now we do duct tape.
Ooh.
Done with the back?
No.
Oh God.
Sadly. Almost. Oh,
That's
now,
the end
now
of that.
you heard that. Did you hear that?
Daddy!
She's
I just want it known. I had to go all the way upstairs and outside to find my father to get us duct tape. But it's a different color now. But I saw myself. And if you guys can't really see what's happening here.
Sorry.
Like,
Turn around.
No,
Turn around.
You gotta hit the camera. So, like, I look like a wild animal that got stuck in a broken can of, like, tomato soup or something. Like, I'm flailing around, I'm gonna bite you! But I don't realize you're helping me, you know? That's what I feel like right now. You know, in the old movies, stuff where they're like, tighter! Get her in that corset!
Don't come back.
That was my skin!
We're getting stinking serious here.
We weren't before?
Raise your hands if you believe. Go ahead and raise that hand. Can I get a duct tape?
Ooh.
so afraid. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Hold.
Oh, I am hatching from an egg. Okay. And now it is sweaty. We could cut the pattern pieces off.
Yeah, but your mama did it, so
Thanks, Mommy. Thanks, Mommy. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a 25 in 2025. We're going to start listening to the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. And, but Paul and I have an appointment today. We're going to my old workplace to do therapy dog work. You ready to do it? You ready to go do that? What do you think about, who's your favorite person at the manor house? Can't decide? There's too many? Because everybody loves him. Oh, it's probably the guy in the kitchen. That's probably our favorite guy. So we're going to go do that. As you can see, I just showered. We've been up. But we're going to go do that, come back, and continue working on my costume. I did finish the bodice. Well, not finish it, but I finished putting it together. I still have to add the holes for the lacing, but I'm working on the overdress part of it, the skirt part. Hi, thank you. Oh, I love you too. So we're going to go in the car, and we're going to go in the car and go see everybody. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go in the car? Okay, we got to go put your vest on. Okay, cool. So we're going to start Guardians of the Ga'Hoole. I don't remember anything about it except it's owls, right? It's owls. And I know there's a movie for it, but I didn't see the movie. So let's see what this book is. All right, Bubba. Are you ready to go to work? Here we go. He's a good boy. Just a good dog. We're going to put you right here. Hello. Hi. We are scrambling. So I have a birthday party to go to, and the theme of the birthday party is to wear fancy things, but not necessarily fancy, but things that you never get to really wear. And my costumes are very much in the sphere of things, but I didn't finish this yesterday. Here is, by the way, the bodice that I made. I still need to sew in the laces, but I'd really like to wear this outfit. So I just need to finish putting the skirt part of it together and sew that. I have about 4 hours, no, not even 4 hours. No, 3.5-ish hours until we have to go. And I need to wrap her present and do all this stuff. So we are currently sewing the pieces of fabrics together before we can sew them together and do stuff. I stopped this mid-sew yesterday. So we just one. I did one way, 1/4 of the way done with this one. And then I have 2 more to put together before I can sew them together and then gather them onto the skirt or onto the bodice to make it an overdress. So we're going to start sewing while I am listening to Guardians of the Ga'Hoole. I have started it. It's one of those books that makes me very upset that I didn't have this in my childhood, because I'm having a great time. If you don't know, Guardians of the Ga'Hoole is about this little young owlet named Soren who is kicked out of his nest by a malicious person, not his parents, something else. I don't want to spoil that. I don't know. You guys maybe have seen it. But he gets kidnapped, basically, and told he's an orphan, and he knows he's not an orphan. And it's very interesting kind of allegory for, honestly, now that I'm thinking about this feels like this book was written as an allegory for stealing indigenous children and indoctrinating them into other things. That is the vibe I'm getting, but it's told in a way with owls and stuff, so it still has the cuteness of owls and a little less of the brutality, but there is brutality in it. But if I'm thinking about this really hard, and I don't know if that's the intention of this, but it just reigns pretty similar to how Indigenous children were stolen from their homes, or convinced to be taken, and then, completely, they tried to beat the Indigenous out of them. And that's kind of what Soren's going through right now. So it's an interesting way to tell that story. If that's the author's intent, I don't know, but that's just the vibe that I'm getting from the book, as a way to showcase how bad it is to try to force change on someone and try to erase who they are, because that's another thing. They give them numbers, and then they do this thing, moon blinking, which is like trying to basically have them lose their whole identity. So very similar to that situation. I guess it would also be similar to the Holocaust in that way. So I don't know where the author is pulling their inspiration from, if they're pulling it at all from anything, but that's just the initial vibe that I have from the book. I am enjoying it quite a lot. I can't talk. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we gotta get sewing because I don't got time. Okay, I'm super convinced now that it is an allegory about the indoctrination of Indigenous children, because Soren just was speculating on the one auntie owl that is very nice to him, and he's wondering, like, are you a good owl or are you a white demon? And I'm like, all right, we're not subtle anymore. Okay, well, we finished The Capture. It's a very short book. It's only like 5.5 hours long, so it didn't take me long to get through it. I am currently scrambling, but I don't think I'm going to finish this in time. It's almost 3 o'clock, which leaves me about an hour to make all these buttonholes, and doing them by hand, because I don't know how to do a buttonhole on my machine. I'm very scared that I would ruin, so I trust my hands more, but I'm slower in making the holes. Not a buttonhole, but a grommet hole, essentially. I don't have any grommets, and grommets tend to not work for me ever. But anyway, let's talk about Guardians of the Cool. I need to look into the research a bit more of this, because I really think this was just an allegory for Indigenous capture. And especially now that I love the Great Escape, I do love that it doesn't shy away from, you know, the darker side of this, of those who are helping Soren get out of this place. Gosh dang it. You know, and there is, even though this is a middle grade book, it still kind of briefly discusses grief, because not everybody makes it out alive. And I dropped my needle. There it is. See, I don't want to go halvesies on this. You know, I don't want to half-ass this outfit. I pleated it, and I've gotten, it is an overdress now. So I just need to get the lacing holes. And the problem is how many I need to make in order to lace this. I have, how many planned on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means a total of 16. I don't know if I have the ability to do this in a little over an hour. And I still have to wrap her present. Maybe I'll take a brief break to get that together, and then, but I have to put on makeup and get dressed up. I mean, I don't have to, but for the look of everything. But anyway, Guardians of the Gahul. I really do like this. It's very cute. I do wish that, I know it's a series, but I do wish there had been a little bit more of an actual ending. Because there is no reunion with Soren and his family, and I feel sad about that. And if I had been a kid reading this, I probably would be crying because they hadn't found anybody. They only had their friends, which, you know, friendship is great, power of friendship in that day and age. I don't actually know, when was this published? There we go. Sorry, I was just finishing off. Me too. But yeah, I do think I actually can make this a little smaller. So I'm going to eventually take in the straps a little bit. I think I can do that because it was laying a little low on me. But, here, if you guys want to actually see it on, it goes really well with my Sailor Moon. This is what I've created. So it'll have the lacing here. And then it's a little flowy, and it'll be open from here. So here's where it'll close, and then you'll see the other skirt underneath. So it is an overdress, and I'm gonna get addicted to making these. I bet it. And then, wow, spiky, spooky, scary skeletons. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I've got. So I'm gonna give Guardians of the Gahul probably a 4.5. Because I do think it's so short that you don't get the full arc of everything. I love the characters. I love the setting. Let's confirm. Let's do a little research. It's inspired more of Winston Churchill and the Battle of Thermopylae, I guess. But that's when Catherine Lasky says. But she credits many real-world people and events. Holy buckets. Well, anyway, I think it could still really play off to be of the theft of Indigenous children. Back in 2003 is when this came out, apparently. So yeah, I was in high school. I was not caring about middle grade books in high school. But okay, apparently it's an allegory for World War II situations. So, similar. But just because it's children and then the kids, so they come back and their family's gone. So it honestly just fit more of the narrative of being an allegory for what happened to Native Americans and Native Canadians and stuff, and having their kids be taken, because that's the big thing, is the kids were taken in this. Whereas with Nazis, it was everybody that was this. So that's why I feel like it's more apt of an allegory for that. I can still see it being connected to how the Holocaust went and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my experience reading that for 25 of 2025. From here, I'm immediately going into another 25 of 2025 because I realize how bad I am, but I have Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. So, did I say completely fine? Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. We're going into that instead next. And then I'll have another one soon as well. I have so many books that dropped at the same time that I need to get them done. So tune in next time for that vlog. I'm going as a wrapped salami for Halloween.
Let's see.
Don't.
Yeah,
Nope.
the-
Nope. Nope.
No,